What's up, guys? This is Dave from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for MLB Tuesday, September 24th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video, hit that red subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. Okay, guys, we've got a 7-game MLB slate tonight, so let's take a look at the pitcher position. So, I like Framber Valdez. He's got a massive 300% pitching advantage here versus the Seattle Mariners. Now, Framber Valdez throws his best ball to righty batters, giving up only a .648 OPS versus righties, and he's facing 6 righties here tonight. On top of that, the Mariners have a .311 batting average against him, but that's over a small sample size of pitches, so the matchup looks quite favorable. He's 10,000 DraftKings salary, and he scored 22, 21, and 31 fantasy points in the last 3 games. His ERA is 2.85 with 165 strikeouts on the season, pitching an average of 42 pitches per game. So, I like Framber Valdez here versus the Seattle Mariners. Now let's move on to the catcher position. I like Connor Wong. He's got an 11% ownership and an 11% batting advantage over Kevin Gausman. Connor Wong bats 28% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .737 OPS versus righties. Although Gausman is a good pitcher, Wong has been hot lately, scoring 11 and 13 fantasy points in the last 2 games. Wong is 3,700 DraftKings salary. So, I think this is a good spot for him for a reasonable price point. At the first base position, I like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He's got a favorable history against Chris Sale, batting .409 with 2 home runs in 22 at-bats. Guerrero Jr. has a 1.253 OPS versus Sale and is set up nicely against a middle-of-the-pack pitching team. He's 5,300 DraftKings salary, scored 0, 11, and 9 fantasy points in the last 3 games, but given his history against Sale, this looks like a promising matchup. For the second base position, I'm going with Kettle Marte from the Diamondbacks. He's got a 9-point projection against the San Francisco Giants. Although Marte has a low batting average versus tonight's pitcher Logan Webb, .182 in 22 at-bats, Marte has shown his power capability with a home run and a couple of extra base hits against him. He's carrying an ownership of %, so he's also likely a bit under the radar. Marte's batting .295 with 35 home runs on the season, and at 6,200 DraftKings salary, he's a high-risk, high-reward play. If you need a third baseman, take a look at Eugenio Suarez. Suarez has an 18% ownership with a 1,100% batting advantage facing Logan Webb. He's got a .300 batting average against Webb in 10 at-bats. Suarez has shown some consistency, scoring 2, 17, and 3 fantasy points in his last 3 games. He's 4,500 DraftKings salary and has hit 29 home runs this season. Now, the shortstop position is covered by Geraldo Perdomo. He's got a 21% ownership and a 22% batting advantage against Logan Webb. His OPS is .738 versus righty pitchers, and though he has a low .125 average versus Webb, this could be a sneaky play. Perdomo scored 14 and 12 fantasy points in his last 2 games, and he's priced at 3,500 on DraftKings. For the outfield, Duran stands out. He has a 17% ownership rate and a 1,500% batting advantage against a right-handed pitcher in Toronto. Duran's OPS is .840 against righties, and although he's 0 for 3 in limited at-bats against tonight's pitcher, Duran has been hot, putting up 13, 7, and 20 fantasy points in his last 3 games. He's available at 5,500 DraftKings salary and has a solid chance for a big game. All right, now let's quickly talk about some value plays. Consider Ryan Feltner at pitcher for 5,500 DraftKings salary. He's facing a tough St. Louis Cardinals lineup, but he's been consistent, scoring 16, 18, and 25 points in the last 3 games. For catcher, Corey Lee from the White Sox could be a budget play at 2,300. He's hit 14 and 8 fantasy points in his last 2 games. At first base, you might want to take a look at Donovan Solano from the Padres. He's 2,600 and hit 5 points in his last game, with a decent average of 0.287. Xadan Rafaela is another potential value play at second base for 2,900 DraftKings salary. He's scored 4, 0, and 5 points in the last 3 games. For third base value, Miguel Vargas of the White Sox may surprise. He scored 22, 8, and 2 points in the last 3 games and can be picked up for 2,500. Jacob Amaya at shortstop for 2,100 is definitely a punt play, scoring 0, 0, and 2 in his last games, but has a good matchup against the Angels. Lastly, Leody Taveras in the outfield for $2,900 facing the Athletics scored 29 points in his last game and might be a great value pick. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draft-dashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smickety smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this MLB slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck.